Hello, everyone. Hi, hope you guys are doing well. So today we will be presenting AI21 Hacks finalists, and we have brilliant teams who have participated and submitted great projects. We have some of the great teams: AI21 No Code, Magby AI by Team Magby AI, and CQL Genus. Before we start, Powell, the co-founder of LabLab, would like to start and give a few words. Thank you.
Sure. So first of all, thank you very much to our partners, AI21, for making this possible, making it happen. Not only do we get support from the AI21 team to help builders build, but we also get credits. We get access to the newest, most advanced models, right, from AI21. So this is the place where you want to go. We will also announce the next event very soon for AI21, right? Because we have one more planned. So if anybody hasn't made it to final, but you tried your luck and you tried your skill at the current event, you will be able to apply to the next one very, very soon. So that's super important. And what I would like to say is, when you are here, when you joined this event and you started to build your service, your product, your application, you're already at the bleeding edge of technologies. So whether you're just starting or you're a very advanced builder and using transformer technologies to create new ways to build and operate software and create tremendous value. So there's very few people still that are aware of how these technologies will impact the future of computing, right? So there's new things coming out basically every single week, and you can get access to them on lablab.ai. And thanks to companies that are really committed to doing research and doing foundation model development like AI21, we get to experience breakthrough technologies at instant level, I would say, right? Because this is not normal to build software in 48 hours, 7 days. Yeah, it's normal to build it over 3 months, 6 months, a year. That's, this is not normal. This is not the standard that you walk in, you find people that you want to build with, and after a few days, you have a working, functioning prototype that you can take to market. So I think it's a really exciting time that we're in. I'm very happy to see everybody on the stream. To me, everybody that joins and finishes a hackathon is already a winner. I just wanted to underline that it's okay to not win or not be in the final, because you get to try again very soon. And last thing to say, I would really say that me personally and everybody on the team is very proud of the people that finish, that make submissions, because we understand how hard it is to create something out of nothing. It's, the spark of existence for software. It's very difficult. The creativity level, the commitment level, the level of effort that you need to make should be appreciated. And this is what we are trying to do. We're trying to build a place where we can appreciate you, where our partners can appreciate you, and where you get invited to the next stage. So we are inviting all the teams that are in the finals to submit to the Slingshot project. We are running an online acceleration project that leads you to an investment capability. Yeah, so the companies that build the best products, the best services, then we can invest in you, both real hard cash, but also resources. AI21 is also committed to this. So if you're building on AI21 and you join Slingshot, you will get extra credit, extra support, extra motivation, right? So this is not the end of the journey. It's actually the first step. It's just the beginning. You're like 5% in. Now it's time to go 95% and build a functioning product and functioning service on AI21 models. So we invite you to join Slingshot. The details are available on our Discord channel. And I'm looking forward to see all the pitches. And select the best projects today. So thank you very much for joining, everybody.
Thank you so much, Powell, for those great words. And as Powell always say, the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. So take it, go with it, and hope you build the future. So thank you, Powell. And yeah, we will start with the first team. We have AI21 Fusion Lab.
Hani,
Hi.
maybe before we move forward, maybe we would like a word from the main organizers here from AI21 Labs, yeah, just to say a few words about why it's important, what is the goal, why are they supporting the builders, right? What's the ultimate? So Jotam, if you want to jump in, please.
I was kind of hoping that that I'm off the hook this time because you always take all the good words and leaving me with nothing to say.
Never.
No.
You're never off the hook, man. Inspired.
Never. I always have to say something. No, just kidding. I'm always inspired to say something. Well, I don't want to I don't want to repeat things that I've said in the past, but I have to because I can't stress this enough of how important these hackathons and the projects that are submitted every time, how important they are not just for the people who build them and the people who will eventually use them, but also for us, the creators of the technology. In this case, of the LLMs. We're seeing the projects, we're seeing the work that is done upon our models, and it's inspiring us to take it to different places and to understand where it needs a little fix, where we should it really has some effect on how to guide and how to navigate this ship that we are constantly taking. We're constantly trying to move forward. In this hackathon, one of the reasons that we decided to focus on building third-party plugins for third-party services with our models is because we try to figure out in which ways we can work to diversify the ways and the functioning that our models can serve and suggest. And the things that we see in the submissions that were sent in this hackathon, and specifically those that were sent by the winners who are here with us today, they really gave us a better understanding of the things that the masses that the general public can benefit from using our models, and how and from which places. So it was really mesmerizing, I would say, to see the functionalities that our models was used in here, if it's on Bubble or in Chrome or in Zapier or for SQL tasks. And all the things that are done here are floating all the way up to the CEO office, and we get a better understanding of how we should do things. So it's not just about this hackathon. It's not just about the projects which are great and people can benefit from. It's also about transforming the actual industry and the technology sits that drives the projects behind, um, under the hood of these projects, I mean. So kudos to you all, and let's move forward.
Yeah, let's see some cool applications here. I agree.
Let's see some cool applications.
Thank you so much, Yotam, for those great words. Really, motivation. You actually have all the great words, and you said it. So thank you for that. And moving on, we will now start by streaming our finalist. And we will start with the first project, AI21 Fusion Labs plugin for Bubble by Team AI21 Fusion Labs. And Nadim, I believe you're the first, so it will be presenting now. Thank you.
We are very happy to introduce the AI21 Fusion Labs plugin that has been specially designed for innovative entrepreneurs and passionate no-code developers to really reshape the future of no-code development by leveraging AI21's extensive functionalities to enhance communication, productivity, and business growth. We really believe in the endless possibilities of our plugin. We took a step further to build the AI21 Fusion Labs playground built entirely on bubble.io to really demonstrate the amazing functionalities that comes with this plugin by starting off the base, leveraging the task-specific API models to easily integrate features such as paraphrasing, grammar correction, text improvement, summarization, contextual answering, and text segmentation into no-code web and mobile apps. Essentially, Bubble developers and entrepreneurs can already start utilizing the task-specific API models that are uniquely available all in one in this plugin. To that, we brought in a use case by creating Sprint App, which is a Chrome extension that uses the AI21 Fusion Labs plugin on bubble.io to give you an array of features like the possibility of rephrasing your text every time you're online on the web. That will really improve your writing skills, really help you avoid plagiarism or create variations of your content that are very suitable to make your message stand out and start providing extensive functionalities to their platform users. To which an unlimited set of features will be available to our community members who decide to subscribe to the platform and really take their creative skills, their amazing writing skills, and productivity to the next level. The extended version of the plugin that will have both the task-specific API as well as the Jurassic 2 foundation models will offer Bubble developers and entrepreneurs a really greater set of features, from the possibility of generating catchy headlines, slogans, or taglines, as well as other customized web content for your businesses that will leverage AI21 Studio's Jurassic 2 models. Also, they'll be able to create systems that analyze, visualize, and summarize content from their platforms, which is a great weight lift from their web users that usually find it difficult to go through and understand all the bulky content usually found on platforms. In addition, they'll be able to create automated workflows that leverages the contextual answering API, thereby giving platform users an unprecedented advantage of efficiently understanding and getting answers from web content as well as documents that are usually found on platforms. We believe that winning this hackathon will open doors for the next generation of AI-powered no-code platforms and provide the opportunity to onboard many aspiring entrepreneurs into the world of AI. We also plan to add more features to our plugin, extending it with all the AI21 models and making it more compatible with other AI technologies for future plans and development. Nonetheless, we also seek to build an extensive array of AI-powered no-code platforms that will utilize this plugin to really improve the lives and the productivity of platform users. The top of the list, we will get to launch the Sprint App Chrome extension that will provide extended functionalities to our paid members and really improve their communication skills, their writing skills, and really help them in becoming the better versions of themselves. Not necessarily a conclusion, but I want to take this time to thank LabLab and AI21 for hosting this hackathon, which was a really incredible adventure. Nonetheless, we'll keep building and developing the plugin to make sure that our users really get to experience the endless possibilities of AI. Bless up to all and have a nice time. Thanks.
Wow, that was such a great project, Donald. I personally need it from a person who's an entrepreneur, but not so into coding. So that was really great. Powell, would you like to start with some Q&A? Or Yotam?
Sure. I mean, yeah. My main question is why this specific, use case stands out to you personally? Like, why is it important to you to provide this capability? Like, is there a personal reason behind building this kind of use case?
Well, as a bubble developer myself, I found it very difficult to integrate OpenAI, OpenAI's technology into my platforms and everything. Because first of all, many people don't know this, but OpenAI is not available in many countries. And in our place, you have to buy a foreign number, you have to use a VPN, and you have to like do a lot of things just to access a lot of AI technologies that are available out there. And when I came across AI21 Fusion Labs, when I when I came across AI21 during this hackathon and I explored it, I found a very big opportunity that can help a lot of people in our community, a lot of people that can access this other technologies and build fascinating apps and platforms using Bubble, which Bubble is first of all a very great no code platform, accounting already 3.1 million users. That is, they are very big entrepreneurs and developers that are building on Bubble. And so the possibilities of the potentials of providing this technology to community members and to people around me was something very, very amazing. That saw the need for building this plugin. And not just that, looking at the extensive range of customization, fine tuning, and just the level of personalization that one can get with this plugin with AI21 was something very, very amazing that I found very necessary, as a use case.
Yeah, I mean, I'm, it would be a very long conversation, but I think the quality of access to technology and the ability to build equal opportunity of use cases, regardless of level and location, is extremely important in distributing AI. And I think this directly correlates to the ability to create a successful revenue generating business. Yeah, because what you said is like very specifically connected, right? Because this is available, it's accessible, it's super high quality, and it builds the line to a huge user base. So great answer from my side. Like it a lot. Okay, Yotam.
Thank you, Paul. Yotam, would you like to ask some
Yeah,
questions?
sorry, I'm here. Actually, I don't have many questions. I just wanted to say how impressed I was by not just by how you implemented like all of our task-specific APIs into one plugin, but you've made really nice work on the UI. It looks I rarely see hackathon submissions that are production ready. I mean, this would probably um, go past any decision makers in real like in the industry around design and UX. So the only question that I have is specifically about your experience. Did you build this using Bubble, or did you actually wrote code to build this UI and just uploaded it as a Bubble plugin?
Now everything was built with bubble.io, from the design and everything. And essentially During the hackathon, I had a chance to learn more about API implementation, learning about code, and it was just an amazing experience, coupled to what to what I had in the design knowledge and everything. And more to that, we also had the opportunity after the hackathon to scale, implementing the Jurassic 2 foundation models and testing it out with during the AI agents hackathon. We also built another project, the Rumika Point, that used the AI21 plugin, and it's just an amazing experience that we've had with it. Using our own knowledge, the UI experience, and the code and everything is just very fantastic.
I'm really glad to hear that, and I'm going to recommend it for as an actual tool for people who build with Bubble. So kudos and way to go! Excellent project.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Yotam. And from my side, I personally, with Donald, I will give that he has one of the best UI UX designs. He had did some advertisement for us for Lab, and it was really beautiful. So thank you so much, Donald, for such talent. So moving on, we have our second team, which is, I'm sorry, guys. Yes, okay. So we have our second team here, AI21 No Code by Team State Change Labs. Radek and Akshay. They will be now presenting their projects. And again, thank you, Donald. Moving on, AI21 No Code. Thank you.
Akshay and I are so pleased to be able to present AI21 No Code, which allows us to connect AI21 to the world of no code, where there are so many more citizen developers and operators who are implementing workflows to automate their businesses and create extraordinary applications. Our solution is really just to connect the AI21 APIs, both the J2 text completion, as well as the task execution APIs with the leading no-code workflow automation systems, at the top of which is definitely Zapier, and we created an integration that allows one to use all the top services via Zapier in ways that are really useful and even delightful for creating connections to the various ways that the business might be operating. In addition to that, we made a connection to Make that we find to be pretty useful as well. But I'm going to focus my attention today on the Zapier part, because Zapier is the much more businessy of the two and really illustrates how focusing on the ergonomics makes a difference as we get into the world of no code. We created this Zapier integration using the Zapier developer platform that can work from whatever event might be coming in the door, getting an email, text, whatever those events might be, and then be able to integrate that with AI21, so that based on the inputs that are coming in the door, be able to ask interesting questions. And those interesting questions could be providing contextual answers based on a document, improving text so that stuff that's coming in the door, let's make sure that it gets cleaned up, gets sharpened before it gets shipped out to someone else. But the cool thing is all these task-specific APIs, as well as the completion API, have these wonderful ergonomics that make it easy for us to exercise control. And so if I were to click the complete API, I would be able to, if I weren't already connected as I am right now, all I need to do is it'll say, please connect your account, and it'll just ask me for the API key. All I need to do is click here, and since I'm already logged into my AI21 Studio, it will show me what my actual AI key is. And obviously I'll change this after the recording of this video. If I go back to this here, I can just paste that in, and now I'm done. That's the whole thing, right, in terms of how to connect it to AI21. And then over here, I can just say continue, and I can choose what kind of model it is, what the prompt text is going to be, as well as set up basically all of the major fields that go along with this API, identifying stop sequences, what have you. Where this really shines is when we start using the task-specific APIs, because that's how things get cleaned up and that's how we can actually be responsive. We made one showcase that we're particularly proud of here. I'm going to just leave this and say over here, let's just go to contextual answers, where you can have something as simple as being a customer service organization and you just need to be able to answer questions from people. When people come in, they're having the worst day, this thing isn't working, why is it not working? And now we can just receive the email and just using the simple Zap trigger for your Gmail or Google Workspace account. Right now I've got set to only work if it comes into a very particular account, in this case the AI21 Hackathon email account. That is also going to be in the submission. You can actually send to it. It's pretty cool. And then it will fetch data from lab to find out what are the rules of this particular hackathon and to answer questions about the hackathon using the contextual answers API. And just by fetching that, by using the text and formatter, it's so fast to create these things because I don't have to do a single line of code to make it happen. And that means a business person can look at this, own it, modify it. It's really quite delightful. And then using the contextual answers, be able to say, let's just go click in and we'll replace. Yeah, that's fine. And we can say that the action we want to take in contextual answers, what's the context we're providing? That's going to come from the web page. What is the body? What's the question? That's going to come from the body of the email. And then where things really get amazing as it relates to this bit is that we can introduce pathing. And we can say that if we found an answer that we want to do one thing, like maybe reply and tell whoever emailed us what that answer was, and that we're just going to say reply to the email with, hey, I think I found an answer for you, and then be able to stop the show. Or if I didn't find an answer, not only am I going to reply, but I'm going to reply with humility, right? Because the point is not to completely automate the process. The point is provide better service. And we can do that because of the insight that came back of knowing whether or not it had an answer. And the fact that it is humble and works with what's in front of it and doesn't lie is such a big advantage and allows it to compose better into these systems. And so I can have my email come back that says, look, I just couldn't find an answer. And I'm going to then forward the email to a human being who can then go help out with finding an answer. So not only does it send the reply, it sends the email out and sends an SMS saying, look, somebody has a problem that you need to come help out with. This is not to say this is the right way to be doing this for a single business. This is to say that there are multiple ways businesses can bring this to bear because we have already done the hard work of connecting the very cool APIs from AI21 with Zapier so that they can compose whatever is right for their business using the no-code control surface.
Wow, Ray, that was such a beautiful presentation. And I probably in LabLab will probably be needing such a simple bot for replying with the community. But thank you so much for the great presentation. Let's start with that. And I have just one question is when integrating such a thing to businesses, what I couldn't quite understand is when you said that it's going to be sending emails to people if they couldn't find the answers, it says, don't you think this will automate more work to the people working or the humans working?
Well, I mean, the person who is asking the question gets an answer without having the requirement of a human being, coming in the middle, right? So you get to automate, those 80% of the questions that AI21 can answer with confidence. And then when it's not confident, that's when I say, okay, well, let's get a human being on it, right? So you get the best of both worlds. You get to reduce a whole lot of the volume of the things that are mechanically answerable. And then you have the opportunity to really step it up in terms of delivering a better answer. And then, and this relates to like new technology that that AI21 has using the document library approach. You could then compose it in that the answer that comes out from the person when they're giving the bespoke answer, because that was, wasn't answered by the machine, just gets fed into the same corpus of documents of answers that then the robot then knows how to draw from, so that you only have to answer the new question once. After that, the robot knows how to do it. And that kind of learning loop is something that can all be composed not in weeks, not in days, in minutes by putting together those workflows. And that's where we think the exciting part is.
Wow, that's really great. And it's a great product. That's all from my side. Powell, would you like to start with your Q&As?
Yeah, I have two questions. So one is market related, the other one is technology related. So it looks like a first step to building a comprehensive, almost like action agent, right? So, as you populate the specific database layer to provide confidence of answers, you can almost naturally expect that you can loop answers or kind of create almost trees, right? But they will be dynamically generated. So it's going towards, a very much an action agent oriented architecture. Is that like what are the next steps for the development of the architecture after, finishing this project? Like, how do you envision the next 30 to 60 days of delivery?
Yeah, the most important thing is that we have to stop working on it and that AI21 needs to start working on it. One of the key things about Zapier is that the reason why it's trusted by businesses is because it doesn't allow these indie hackers to go create third-party things that integrate with whatever. Like, it's very different from Make that way. And so what we're trying to do is surface the market opportunity here for AI21. You're already thinking in terms of like I think you call it effortless integration, right? Even on like the front page of the website. And if you have these Lego blocks that are available for not just developers or like your regular JavaScript or Python developers, but people who are just or automating their businesses, which is a market that's about 10 times as big. And if they're then able to make this happen for the ways that make it useful in their businesses, that's going to be the way the value really unlocks here. And it's not so much about having to build more and more and more functionality. It's just having marginally more Legos and then stepping back and allowing the creativity of a universe of people who are already automating their businesses to be able to bring this technology to bear. I mean, kind of like Donald was talking about how this technology, the open AI technology, may be getting a lot of the press ink, but is not nearly as usable. Your focus on ergonomics, taken a step further and just put directly in front of the business user instead of just being intermediated through the developer, I think can unlock a tremendous market opportunity, and we will see creative applications that none of us in this room have thought of so far.
May I just
yes, please.
may I just rise up for a standing ovation, first of all, both for an excellent project and also for advocating our technology much better than I could ever done. One of the reasons that we loved that we loved your project so much is because it simplifies the things that we are working so hard to show the world. Yeah, we created those Lego blocks, those test specific APIs that can be, and I'm leaving the J2 aside for a second, because J2 does require working with a foundation model, does require some understanding of how to build a prompt and how to play with the parameters, but all our test specific APIs are packed LLMs that with specific functionalities that can be implemented so easily within workflows, within pipelines, and you've demonstrated so nicely and how it can be, in this case, how it can be integrated into Gmail for supporting user tickets. Some of our clients and people that some let's leave the other people aside. Some of our clients are working with in whole teams. They have a whole operations just trying to implement an automation for answering their user queries, and they somehow find a way to put our contextual answers API in the process, but it takes 5 or 6 stages of pre-processing before, and then 10 more post-processing stages after, and from one point to another. And you simplify the whole thing into one Zapier solution that is so easy to understand, and that's exactly what we were trying to put out there. So thank you for that, and thank you for doing such a great job with our models. And this is exactly what we were aiming for. So thank you for that, and also to you, kudos and way to go for an excellent project.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Yotam, for this great.
Just a quick question from my side. Yeah. So
you had
Yeah, I had a second one. So I second everything that Yotam said. My question is, I understand more or less the go-to-market, right? But what is it, the one thing, the killer element, yeah, that would immediately open up, $5, $10 subscription for this plugin, right? That you see, like, what would be the one thing that users would not be able to live without, like, and how do you actually onboard them to that killer component, right?
Yeah, so the I introduced the video that I made for Lab to the no code operators community, and I was flooded with replies saying, "When can I get this?" Because they can't use it yet on account of the fact that it's sort of a hacker thing, right? So that's just a first order block. That's the most important thing that would need to happen to be able to unlock this market for AI21. But you're asking really about like what's the killer application? And I think Yotam and the AI21 people are on target. They know what the killer application is. This is contextual answers, right? The conversational retriever is like the number one application in LangChain. You've created an ergonomic system that allows not only the immediate single document approach like we did for our demo, but also being able to like have an ever developing library and have those things compose in. So I think there's both a way for them to easily start by using the single document, just point them to the FAQ page and let the bot train on that and use that to automatically answer questions, which people will have a better response getting an email that seems like it's customized to them, as opposed to the usual chatbot experience of, did you mean X, Y, or Z? Which comes off as being much more, well, robotic, for lack of a better word, right? And that appearance of being bespoke can both decrease the cost, right? Because fewer people say, "Give me a human," and increase the quality that people get out, that the customer gets out of it. I think that contextual answers API is going to be the big takeoff point for AI21 in the course of the next quarter. And that would be and based on what I talked to the people who are sort of doing these kinds of operations, those are the things that they are like leaping for, so they can be, creating both those labor savings and improving, customer reputation all at the same time.
Okay, a final question because I'm just fascinated. What's your background, Ray?
I'm a data scientist by training back before the day they actually had that term. I'm that kind of old. I've been doing software startups for about 20 years. And then really in the last couple of years, I started getting more into what we would now call no code. And I run a community called State Change, which is which focuses just on the hardest 5% of no code use cases. And I got to say that this kind of tech that we're talking about here takes a lot of things that were hard and makes them pretty easy.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Ray. Yotam, do you have more things or questions to say?
No, actually, all my questions were answered. Thank you, Ray.
Ray, thank you so much, and thank you for having such clear answers. You answered the answers very clear. So yeah, moving on, we have our third finalist, Magby AI, and it's also by Team Magby. And we have one of the team members, Jessie Jordan, who's actually, fun fact, she's one of the winners of AI Agents Hackathon. So welcome back, Jessie, for the finalist stream. And yeah, now we will be presenting their project.
Before we start, I just wanted to say that this is a prime example of people going into one event, going into the next event, getting experience, getting kind of onboarded to building and creating very advanced solutions as the project progresses. So just wanted to say thank you for returning. Yeah, that's super important to me personally, that people come back and build again. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jessie. And now we will start the presentation and after the Q&A. Thank you so much.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. No matter where you are in the world, we are excited to welcome you to our presentation of the plugin we created for the AI21 Labs Hackathon. We are Team Magpie AI. We are excited to plug into AI with AI21 Labs. This is Alex. Maybe you're like Alex and you have hundreds of email newsletters and articles flooding your inbox every day. Alex is a busy marketing manager working for a fast-paced advertising agency. He has a demanding job that requires him to stay updated on the latest industry trends, news, and best practices. However, due to his tight schedule and constant meetings, he rarely finds the time to read through everything thoroughly. As a result, he often feels overwhelmed and worried about missing out on important information that could benefit his work. That was until he discovered Magpie AI, his and your solution to consuming knowledge at the speed of sound. Magpie AI is the solution. Now let us show you how it works. Any page on the web can be summarized with just a click of a button. If an article contains too much business or technical jargon, Magpie AI to the rescue. You can simplify it with ease. But what really sets Magpie AI apart is the ability to open your library, see all the links you've saved, all the summaries you've saved, and listen to your summaries at will, just like you would an audiobook.
I wrote this tutorial for Code Your Dreams using Replit, a free collaborative in-browser IDE. Let's create a blank Python project, install some Python packages, and open a browser with our first Flask app.
And there's more. Another cool feature of Magpie AI is that you can select any text on the web and have Magpie read the text for you.
Through our words, our actions, and our body language, we can make our most basic needs known and express our deepest emotions. But communication is rarely black and white, and it's usually subject to interpretation, which can lead to misunderstandings and possibly hurt feelings. This is doubly true when it comes to talking about matters of the heart.
How we use the technology. Magpie AI is an innovative plugin that uses AI21's task-specific summarization API coupled with simple jargon via Jurassic 2 Ultra model to create engaging summaries of articles and web pages. Magpie AI offers our users an even more immersive experience by integrating 11 Labs API, providing a human voice narration of the content. With Magpie AI, our users experience the perfect fusion of technology, knowledge consumption, and storytelling. Magpie AI is the solution. Our users are business and career professionals, entrepreneurs, teachers, and students. Our unique value proposition. Magpie AI shines as the market's sole solution in leveraging cutting-edge AI technology to seamlessly integrate summarization and simplification while delivering an immersive audio experience and saving users thousands of hours over their lifetime. Want to be the most informed person in any room? Get Magpie AI. Accessibility. Magpie AI serves as the catalyst for accessibility, empowering nearly any website to become more inclusive and user-friendly for individuals with diverse needs. Our next steps. In the very near future, Magpie AI will learn users' preferences and deliver tailored insights aligned with their interests and industry niche. Powered by AI21 Labs' Classified Topics task-specific API, Magpie AI will offer users personalized content recommendations. Users will soon have the freedom to access summarized content on the go through various mobile device applications, so busy people can turn their commuting time, lunch breaks, and even gym sessions into productive learning opportunities. Also coming soon is a seamless web experience that emulates the functionality of our plugin, ensuring universal accessibility across all browsers, empowering users to enjoy our features regardless of their preferred browsing platform. We are Team Magpie AI, and we hope you enjoyed our presentation. We'd like to give a special thank you to our mentor, Mo, who was there for us every step of the way. Have questions, thoughts, comments you want to share? Get in touch at any time. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching.
Wow, Jesse, as always, killing it with the presentation and killing it with the point, straight to the point. I will have to say this. This was one of, I remember judging and looking at a few projects, looking into it and listening to it because it fulfills everything I personally need. From sometimes I don't like going through long articles. I wish something summarize it, and I had this problem since going at university and so on. So I believe it was a really tool that I don't remember seeing such a one. I know there's books that summarize, but I think that summarize everything I would like. I personally didn't find such a tool that integrates it. And not only that, you had also a business plan for the next upcoming years and what is the next steps for it. So it fulfilled everything I wanted to ask. And yeah, really one of my favorite presentations that I seen through LabLab AI Hackathon. So thank you so much for this, Jesse. I don't have questions. As I said in the feedback that you answered all my questions, so thank you for that. Powell, maybe you have a question or Yotam.
Yeah, I mean, just very quickly. So the product itself and the presentation is great. It's really high quality, right? Hopefully you can hear me okay. But my only question is, what is the depth of the market, right? Because it's a great starting point and it's a interesting component. But my only concern will be, maybe you can take me through the market implementation and how the company reaches, significant revenue. Because that would be, maybe there's like a long-term vision of this that you have in your head already.
There's a tiny second delay, so forgive me for that. Yes, so our market is business owners. They can offer the summary, like for themselves, at the top of their email, in case they want like a too long didn't read this on top of their email. Because I don't know about you, but I get flooded. I sign up for a lot of newsletters and I never open them because I know I simply do not have the time to read those things, but I want to. And everyone wants to stay informed. So this is something that micro influencers can use to create Instagram posts. They can use it to create Twitter. They can basically take any content on the web and turn it into a short form, summarized little tiny paragraph. And for me, the implications are billions of users. I mean, who has the time to read lengthy articles nowadays? Nobody's reading. The statistics on the attention span of users is now down to 9 seconds. 9 seconds, that's all you get to make an impression on anyone nowadays. So if you can still offer the people the opportunity to get the crux of your content, that's impactful beyond ways that we've fully explored. We'd like to develop a website that you can use this, an app that you can use this, so that it is accessible to billions of people pretty much instantly.
Thank you for that. Powell, do you have more questions?
Just one more comment or question. So the whole setup from AI21 and the studios, right, in terms of the plugin configuration was completely new, right? It was introduced here. So as this is completely new technology, I would love to understand in this short time that you had, very short time to build this, you built a very comprehensive solution. So what were the easy bits, the hard bits? Like what should we do for the upcoming event that you found like the most challenging or the easiest that we should repeat?
I believe the crux, there's a delay, like I said, so I believe the crux of your question is what was the most challenging. For us, it was number one, we wanted to make sure we used as many aspects of the AI21 technology within this plugin as possible. So that's why we went with the first simplified jargon. And then I was like, oh, wait, first we went to the standard summary, I'm sorry. And then I said, wait, there are a lot of times there's business or technical jargon a lot of people don't understand. So let's go back and use the simplified jargon. So that was our next step. We always knew we wanted to have that audio component, but that was actually the hardest part to put in. Originally, we wanted it to be in the standalone app itself, but we couldn't get that part of the technology to work right away. So we went with having a library, and that's why it creates an automatic HTML page where everything is listed. Ideally, in my mind, I'd like to have the time to go back and make it sure that the audio can play right within the plugin itself. But we needed more than the few days that we had. But I think we did kind of good considering we found a workaround for that problem.
Yeah, completely.
You did great, actually. Even if first of all, way to go! Excellent project. It made it to the finals for a good reason. We were all very impressed from it here. I would when we launched this hackathon, I was pretty convinced that that many teams will find a way to implement third-party models that are not LLMs, that are not large language models into the projects, because I think it's it's what is the word? Not tempting, but it makes a lot of sense. I mean, you build a plugin, and it probably uses for a specific functionality, such as summarizing or answering questions or rewriting something. And I would expect to see more projects integrating other models or services, such as just like 11 Labs. And you did it so nicely. This is yet another project that is production ready. Well, you would probably want to make the little fixes, such as making sure that the voice is working in the plugin and not just in the HTML page. But this is this is a this is a product that can go out to the market right now. Um, and I really liked how you focused it on specific things. It can be really tempting to say, okay, I'm going to implement all the models and all the task specific APIs that can be downloaded and implemented, and make like a Chrome extension that can summarize, that can check your grammar, that can suggest text improvements, can do all the things. But these sort of things, in my perspective, can be a little overwhelming. And in terms of marketing and putting your product out there for people to grab, it's much easier to say, okay, just take this thing and it will make your life easier in this specific area. It's much easier to comprehend, and you did it really nicely. How you found a way to implement both the simplify jargon preset from our J2 model and one task specific API, combine them together. There you go. We have a product, and that's beautiful.
So much. Our team really killed it. I love them so much. We worked really hard, and I'm just thrilled at our outcome. And yes, we are product ready. We're ready to go. Should we go tomorrow? All of us? Let's just go. Let's just do it. Launch.
You should.
I would, yeah, I mean, but that's kind of the point of this stream as well, and having you guys here, is that you are literally invited to join Slingshot, regardless of whether you win this specific event or not. Yeah, because winners just get automatically tracked, but everybody that's a finalist will go through a DD process, right? And you are welcome to be onboarded. We'll provide you resources, access, credits, packages from AI21, so you can continue to build. And then you have about 5 weeks, and you're on product hunt. Yeah, maximum 5 weeks. We release it on product hunt. So anybody that wants to do that, we will guide you. We will give you the resources, and we'll push you through that. No problem. And if you succeed, we can talk about providing additional capital actually for that as well. So we're very happy to do that. Okay, great. Let's move on to the next one.
Thank you. I just have one question. Jessica, what is your background? Because you always have this great vision. You know what you want. You're direct. You're very narrow, straight to the point. I would like to know, what is your background?
My background is complicated. I went to Columbia Engineering School. So I studied industrial engineering, and then I went into the music industry. I became one of the only 2% of female music producers in the world, and I've produced for Beyonce and Pink and Diddy. But I've always had these two, like both sides of my brain, very active and very developed. I still love tech and I still love music, so I aim to be accomplished in both domains and ultimately bridge them together. I wish I had invented Spotify. I would probably maybe not be sitting here, but maybe there's a thing that we can do for that next level of like wherever Spotify is not fulfilling the market, right? I also took the Google UX course because I became very interested in UX research. I own a sync licensing company, and I was at the time struggling struggling to get as many placements in sync licensing as I wanted. And so I did market research to find out, okay, what is it that I'm missing? What are the missing pieces? And when I did, we went from placing 3 to 5 sync placements a year to 104. And for me, mathematically, that's a 3,336.67% increase. And I'm like, okay, I'm on to something. So I went deeper into UX research to really understand what most businesses miss in not being able to really reach their customers. And so I got that understanding from firsthand experience with my own business. I'm like, okay, this is what I want to do with my life. Get in, figure out what the problems are, who the users are, and give them exactly what they need. And that's where most businesses fail. That's the difference between success and failure. And I'm really passionate about AI. I think that we are changing the world in ways that are going to progress humanity. I'm not one of the people who are afraid that it's going to ruin everything. I think it's going to make our lives easier. I mean, if the aliens that everyone's talking about now come down, I hope they provide us universal income so that all we have to do is focus on making great things for the world at large, ending world hunger, providing world peace, and I think it can be done, and I want to be part of that movement to do that. And I hope that answers your question.
Please call me whenever you have any movement. And from previous music producer to a music producer, let's do the next Spotify. So
Do it. I'm so here for it.
thank you so much, Jesse. And moving on, we have our last project, which is with the talented Shut Up. It's called SQL Genius, Smart Virtual Assistant by Team SQL Genius. So now they will be presented. Thank you.
Hey, hi everyone. This project I'm going to present for AI21 Hackathon. So I have built a SQL Genius, and why I have named SQL Genius, you will get to know in a few minutes. And this is a smart assistant for C-suite executives and for leadership folks. So this is the agenda which I'm going to present, like the use case description, what solution I'm trying to build, the tech stack which I have used for this demo, what is the current stage, the current architecture, demo, and what are the feature scopes of this application. So starting with the use case, right, you would have seen in industry and in most of the companies, the C-suite executives like CFOs, CMOs and all, they're not very well much equipped with SQL, or they don't have time to sit and write SQL query and get or retrieve the data, right? Instead, they request for desired reports or insights or data from the analyst. So this process takes time and there's dependency for them on some other person, right? And they also have lack of coding experience, so they cannot do it by their own. Instead, they have to focus on other areas, right? So we are trying to solve that problem by building a virtual assistant, which can provide them the data required or the reports, whatever they are looking for, right, by itself. And they just need to ask the question in plain language and they will get their desired results. This data or plots or graphs, what we will be generating, right, can be downloaded as well. And we are thinking to integrate a voice-based assistant to this product so that they don't have to sit and chat with like a chat bot. Instead, they can just give the command through their voice and the application will process at the backend. And the chat history can be emailed, and data or reports can also be emailed as an attachment to the corresponding stakeholder. So the tech stack which I'm using for this application is I'm using AI21's large language model, and I'm assessing that using their API keys. LangChain framework is being used here. To deploy this web app, you can use any of the cloud infra. For now, I have used Streamlit Cloud, and obviously this application currently supports Snowflake integration. So you need a Snowflake database credential to test it out. So the current stage of this application is right now you can query in plain English for any of the single table available for any of the database for any of the schema. It can be view also, right? So that is the stage where we are, and the user will be able to see the response, see the query which is getting executed at the backend, and even they will be getting the option to download that data as the CSV file. So this is the current flow or architecture, you can say. Like the user asks the query in natural language to extract the entities, and based on the prompt and the schema, uh, based on the schema and the Snowflake query rule sets, right, the prompt will be generated using which the Snowflake query will be generated using the LLM model. Remember, Snowflake query is different in format in comparison to the general SQL query. So that's why a bit of validation and formatting is needed. For that, we have designed a function which takes the query, Snowflake query generated by the LLM model, and it validates that and format that, and then it executes and give the uh, results in human understandable format, and based on which the data summary and insights can be generated. Okay, and then these can be like this data summary can be consumed through a report, and visualization or charts or graphs whatever is getting generated can also be downloaded and can be sent through the email as well. So this is the URI where I have hosted. You will find the current tab. So when you will land on this page, you have to provide your API AI21 API key. You have to provide your Snowflake credentials like username, password, and the account name just needs to have the uh, like project ID and the region. Snowflakecomputing.com is not needed to be added over here. Once you have provided that, it will give you another sidebar option to select, where you can select the database, you can select the schema, you can select whether you want to retrieve tables of views, and then you can select the tables of views from the given list. Okay, once you select the final table of view, right, based on these options, you will be able to see the sample data like top 5 rows we are displaying over here, so that you understand what kind of questions you can ask to this virtual assistant right now at this stage. Okay, so there are many columns in this, and this all schema and everything will be picked dynamically. That's how this app has been built. So you can bring in any database, any table to this application, and you will be able to query that in the plain English format. Once you have selected the table, let's say you can see here a few of the examples. I'm asking for average sales price and queries getting generated, and this is the plain English response in the human understandable format, which is getting returned by the LLM model. The average sales price is $50 point something. Then I asked for unique warehouses in inventory. I selected different table over here, right? Earlier it was catalog cells. Now I have selected inventory table. So based on that, the result has been displayed, and you can see the query which is getting generated. At certain time, this query can not be very, I mean, still accurate even after formatting. So in that case, we are catching the exceptions, we are catching the errors, and that error message will be displayed. For certain queries, tabular data will be returned by the query as the result, right? So in that case, the user will get the option to download that data as the CSV file as well. And doesn't matter how big that data is, we have wrapped that data in a scroller so that it doesn't expand beyond a certain height and width, so that the visualization of this window remains constant throughout. So that is the demo app, which you can go and to that link and access. The feature scope of this application will be integrating the visualization decision engine, so that based on the user query and the result which is being generated, the decision engine will be able to take on the call, like whether this needs some sort of visualization or chart or not, and if yes, then what kind of charts can be plotted for that, and that charts will be populated using the plotly. Voice assistant can be added so that chatbot cap I mean the user doesn't need to sit and chat with the application. Instead, they can just give the commands to that, and it will be processed at the backend. Latency and the response time can be reduced, and we can, right now you have seen we have single table support at a time, right? So we are thinking to expand that to the database level support, so that the data can be fetched from all the tables whatever is needed to answer the user query, and for the insights and explainability can be added in the form of report to this application. So that's it from my side. If you have any query, you can get in touch with me through any of these platforms. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shadab. Such a great project. Thank you so much. It's a great project. Thank you so much. Okay, so yeah, so thank you. Powell, would you like to start with some questions? Or
No, Yotam starts this time.
please,
I knew
yes.
this is going to happen.
No problem. First of all, I would like to say that this project is great in a way that the code is written really, really nicely. It took me a while to go through that, to go through the GitHub and really understand that the multi-stage complexity that you build there. combined task-specific APIs with really detailed prompt to essentially communicate using natural language and with databases and extract information. And this is a real industry use case. This is something that we have people in-house, solution architects, that their job is to find ways to build exactly what you did. And this really impressed all of us here. Even though that it's not a complete plugin just yet, we still believe that it has it has everything that needs to happen under the hood. So it's just the wrapping to turn it into a real plugin that can be served as a third party plugin on top of some existing database, maybe Snowflake, just like you presented, or even to sell it as a whole product that can be cloud agnostic and work with all type of databases. This is a real deal. What you built here is something that when it's done, you can turn it not just to not just to a plugin or to a B2C offering. This can be this such solutions can be sold to enterprises. And we were really impressed about it. I'm mostly curious about your background, and more specifically, if you have prior experience building SQL solutions with LLMs, or is this the first time?
Yeah, so I mean, my background is mostly from like data science and ML ops. I have been working from last 6 years in the analytics industry, and I keep looking for like what challenges people are facing, and that's how like I came across this. Top level folks are not like code, like they don't know code, right? And we can help them a lot by providing these kind of tools. So earlier it was being done using natural language generation, but given the power we are getting from the LLMs, this can be solved in much easier way and with more accuracy with these kind of AI21 labs model. So that's how I came up with the idea. And with LLM, I just started sometime back when generative AI was getting in hype. But with NLP, I have been working with the last 3 to 4 years, I think.
Yeah, but just judging by your code, when I went through the project, I immediately understood that I'm seeing senior's work here. So it's great work. It's just great work. I have nothing else to say. Way to go.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Yotam. Powell.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's so I said this before, but I'll repeat it again. So the way we build and operate software is drastically changing. So your solution is a tremendous example of a complex input layer being taken away to a natural language context input layer, right?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
as you would, and I just want to explain to everybody on the stream, we have seen maybe unclear with all due respect. So it's as you would ask your colleague, to extract a data point from a database, right? They would go to write a ticket, submit the ticket on some Asana or other software. There would be a developer that would 24 hours later write an SQL query and then return back with the answer to you, right? And that would take 36, 48 hours and 3 people and 2 IT teams involved, right? So what you've built is a kind of a workaround that allows you to dive into that query and immediately extract the correct information. Yeah. So my question is, like, my mind immediately goes to extract not only information, meaning, understanding, and contextual insight, right? How do you see the code stack being developed in terms of diving into a broader contextually enabled component? Because this is something that I've seen before. I haven't seen the next step. So I really am wondering what is the next after query.
Yeah, so after this, basically, I mean, whatever the data we get from the model, right? On top of that, we can use a few other models to give descriptive analysis of the query which a user is asking. And based on the first, by maintaining the context of the queries and the conversation what the user is having with the model, right? They can get some sort of forecasting results as well as some predictive analytics as well. So there's a whole lot of expansion which we can do with these kind of use cases, right? Like it cannot be just restricted to the SQL queries. Imagine clubbing the data along with your FAQ page, along with your user data. A lot of things can be automated, right? So the email automation, which one of the colleague has represented, right? If you add up the data layer also to top of that, and LLM itself is able to process that too and trigger that. Modify or hide the PII information, and other than that, just query the customer data and process that and give the very relevant responses to the end users in terms of emails or chats, however we want to. There's a whole lot of automation which can be done, and there's huge expansion opportunity with for this use case actually, how it can be handled, and if we can serve this properly to the enterprises.
I just want to say again that this can actually be sold to enterprises.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's a lot of work. The kind
Definitely, but I really believe that he cracked some code here. He really hacked it. So it's not finished yet. It's not product ready. It's not even a plugin yet. But the code, but the code underneath, that was one of the more impressive things I've seen in any hackathon so far.
Yeah.
Even I have the charts and all code also ready with me, but since that was not in the final stage, so I didn't put in the hackathon.
Okay, so send that to me because I just sent founders Snowflake. I just did that right now on WhatsApp. So send me that kind of ASAP on Discord, and I'll forward that to them. Maybe they will be interested. Who knows? Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Definitely.
And I'll reach out to the Snowflake partner team and share this application because I think it's
Definitely, that would be great. Yeah,
I'll do that today. Anyway, so good work. I think to go to a multi-tenant, multi-stage, instance. Yeah, we're talking months. My question here is, you were a solo rider here, right? You're the only one in.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So, what drives that decision during such an event? Yeah, to kind of solo adventure, like a team adventure. I'm very interested because the code is actually very complicated. So I'm wondering what makes that, what drives that decision for.
So my main, driving engine, you can say, is the motivation to build something which can have a huge impact for the society. And with my work, what I can solve some of the most pressing challenges with the right use of the technologies which we have in hand right now with this, right? And focus on code quality, code standard, and optimization of the architecture which we are working on. So like from the all aspect, try to come up with the best optimized code, infra, architecture, everything to build some solution which can be adaptive or have an MVP ready, which people can get the inspiration from at least. And obviously,
Awesome.
like on the journey, I get the chance to learn and try my hands on new technologies as well. Like that's how like I got to know about AI21, and it was great learning for me.
I just wondering, what amount of damage with support of like, right? Because this is, one person doing this, and then this goes for everybody. Like if you would find, 2, 3, 4 people at your level, hopefully at LabLab, yeah, or ideally somebody better than you, and kind of push this together. So I would strongly advise to kind of go, and if you want to develop this further, go to the LabLab Discord servers find people, find co-founders, find people that want to work with you. This applies to everybody, right? If you really want to build out solutions and you want to build businesses, it's not a solo adventure. Initially, it can be, but usually it's not a solo adventure. So you can find really, really great people like you see on the stream today, who met each other, right? So you can work with each other, but find great on LabLab. So I think that's everybody, right? And we'll take a short break and come back with a winner announcement. Is that correct?
Yes, we'll go backstage right now and we'll be back shortly. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we're
Hello,
live.
everyone. Thank you so much for waiting patiently. We have our finalists, but Paul would like to give a few words before we announce it. So, Paul, the stage is yours.
Yeah, I would like to just announce some surprise prizes that we came up with today for you. And Jotam can also give the summary of the prizes from AI21. But first of all, so for the winners, for all the finalists, you get a one-click incorporation as a Delaware corporation through Stripe. And the finalists, you have to cover that cost on your own. But if you click this link, you'll get $100,000 worth of credits on Stripe through Atlas to cover your payment process. So you can release your product via Slingshot, and we'll together with Stripe, we'll cover the first $100,000 worth of payment processing fees. Second of all, for the winner, New Native Incorporated will cover the incorporation fee. So we'll cover the $500, $400 Delaware incorporation. So you can do a one-click incorporation, let us know, and we'll pay for your US company to be established. And obviously, you are automatically accepted into Slingshot to build your product. And the remaining finalists are invited to join Slingshot and basically go through short due diligence and then be accepted into Slingshot. So those were kind of the surprise prizes that I came up with. Pretty cool, I think. Welcome.
So the AI21 Labs prizes for the second place finalists, which are the three teams that aren't the winner, because we have one winner team and three second place finalists. So the second place finalists, each team will win $500 cash and $1,500 worth of $1,500 dollars worth of API credits. So 1,500 in API in AI21 API credits for each team, and $500 cash. The winner will win $2,000 in cash and $5,000 in API credits.
Okay. So without further ado, who's going to do the winner announcement?
Let's probably me, since I'm the MC, I believe. So drum roll, everyone. And the winner with us is A21 Fusion Labs plugin for Bubble.io. And Nadim Donald, you're the winner. So congrats, Nadim. You're the winner of the A21 hacks. Yotam would like to say a few words, and Paul, I believe. But Yotam, would you like to tell us why we believe this is the perfect winner?
Definitely. But Donald, before I'll start about your projects, I just want to say about all of the projects that made it to the finals. You made us all really impressed, and it was hard to choose which one is the winner because you all created things that really blew our minds. Some of the projects are definitely production ready, and I can't wait to see them out there in the marketplaces and as actual products or as products that are sold to end users or to enterprises. The reason that we chose the AI21 Fusion Labs by Donald is the fact that that we believe that it stood out and as a plugin from A to Z, that has both UI and very sharpened user experience abilities already in it, that can be, and it can be used just as it can be used as a bubble IO plugin as it is now, when it's already out there in the marketplace. It's people can already downloaded it. We see how it can be turned into a plugin in many other platforms as well. And it is done nicely. It's easy to use. It demonstrates all of the test specific APIs in places that we in places that we didn't necessarily thought that we would see our models shine so bright. So, so great work, everybody, and congratulations.
Thank you so much, Yotam. Thank you. And thank you to all our participants for participating in this hackathon. We really saw great projects, everyone. Please keep your vision, keep building, keep thriving, and thank you, everyone. And Paul.
Just a few words, yeah. So, just the final word. So, all of the ideas have the potential to become great companies, right? So, on top of what Yotam said, is that some of the ideas fulfilled, the requirements of the event in the best possible way. But just to be very clear, every idea here and every product has the potential to become a company. So if the Slingshot team doesn't reach out to you directly, please make sure to go into LabLab and apply into Slingshot. Yes, if you want to build your idea into a business, if you have that conviction behind you and that persistence to deliver this, we will do everything in our power to make you successful in our program. And together with AI21, we will strive to make your products great, available to the market, promote them. After completing Slingshot, I'm sure that Yotam will figure out creative ways how to promote it to the global community. Obviously launching it via various platforms. The winning product is already available commercially on the Bubble marketplace. So that's another great example of persistent delivery towards an end result. So congrats to that. And thank you everybody for your time, for the stream, for your kind words, for your participation. I invite you to the next events coming up on lablab.ai. We'll be publishing the next AI21 event shortly.
Thank you so much, Powell. And before we stream, Donald, would you like to say anything since you're the winner of this hackathon?
I would like to thank everyone for the great recognition. It's been an amazing experience, being part of the LabLab community, discovering the amazing things that are happening in the AI world, and just really, really an amazing community. And on the side, as it was said, the plugin is already live, and right now, without communicating, essentially, we already have 7 apps that are using the plugin, and this is something very, very amazing. There are plugins there that go to 100,000 users, and we believe that we'll be able to reach those milestones, and bring a lot of empowerment to the entrepreneurs, to developers, and why not build the next generation of AI powered unicorns on Bubble, leveraging the plugin. Also, just great thanks to everyone, and bless up for the great spirit. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Donald, for those great words. And thank you, everyone who participated in this hackathon again. And have a wonderful day, have a wonderful week. And thank you. And by this, we close our stream. Thank you, everyone, and have a beautiful day. Bye bye.
Bye bye.